Hello and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be doing some blingy press-ons, and first I'm starting with the thumb, and I'm doing like a glitter nude ombre, like a nude glitter clear ombre on the thumb. And you know, when you're doing this, just want to make sure that you keep the sides in so it doesn't get too thick and bulky. And also when you're placing your cuticle bead, you want to place it away from the cuticle and then brush it back towards the cuticle, and this prevents the press-on from shrinking. Now for the index finger, I'm doing a V French, and this is the first time I've done a V French, so, well, like the second time. So I'm using this Savvyland size, I think it was a 10 size brush, and these brushes are not Kolinsky, they're synthetic. And when I was using these brushes for like the first few times, I really did not like them at all because they don't hold enough monomer and they're small. Like, they're not, I don't know, because my number 8 brush, my Kolinsky, is a lot bigger than the number 8 Savvyland brush. So, I mean, they work fine. I would say that it was a good purchase because the more and more I use it, the more I get used to it. And that little size 8 brush, I use it to make charms, and because I don't have any 3D brushes, so I have that, so I can use it to make charms. That's what I mostly use it for, and I use it for applying color sometimes, but I would never use any of those synthetic brushes for capping the nail because they just don't hold enough monomer. Now I'm doing the middle finger, and I'm just gonna do this nail in solid glitter. Like, it doesn't look much like a glitter on camera, but it is. So this is when I decided to switch the brush. I scraped that acrylic off because that bead was terrible. Also, when I was doing this video, this was before I was even familiar with liquid to powder ratio. I only just today watched a video on it, and everything is a lot easier after I watched that video. But I didn't know nothing about that here, so that was probably another reason why that bead came out really dry. After the middle finger on the ring finger, I'm doing the same thing I did on the thumb. I know this ombre looks busted and ugly, but it's fine because I'm covering it in bling. So on the pinky, I'm just doing the glitter and clear, and I'm just marbling it. these first two beads I picked up were way too dry, because for some reason I was scared to work with wet beads. I don't know why, but the rest of it's a lot easier because I just decided to get over whatever that was and start working with wetter beads. And you always want to work with wet beads when you're doing a marble with acrylic, and you don't really need to swirl it around too much, otherwise your colors will mix a lot. I'm filing the V French right now to make it like a sharp V. I'm sitting here watching this and I really don't know why I took so long to do that. But anyway, now I'm filling in all the space, the empty space, with some of that glitter. So the beads I'm placing like at the bottom of the nail, not right now, but like right here, the next bead. I should have really made that thinner because I think when I put that thick bead on, it shrunk the press on. So just make sure you find thin layers. Really quick, I just wanted to show the other hand because it's slightly different, but they're like, you know, they're like the same but different at the same time. I don't know, but I'm just showing you right quick. And back to the French tip, I'm just filing off the purple before I cap it, because I didn't want any of that purple to be on the nude, like, and then I cap it and then I can't get it off. Here are the nails before I encapsulate, and that's pretty much it. They look okay except for the ombres. Don't really like that. And I'm gonna show one nail. Really bad at encapsulating, as you can see. I really need to practice it more because I just be like, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't know, I pick up like too dry of a bead, but if I don't pick up too dry of a bead, sometimes it's really runny, and that's really annoying, and I have to drain it before I put it on the nail and this and that, and it's just a lot, but I'm gonna get better at it. So I wanted to explain how I'm filing these because it's important. You don't want to overfile the side walls, I mean like at the bottom of the nail, and you definitely don't want to file under the nail where the full cover tip is going to touch your natural nail, because you don't want to like make it smaller by accident. And also make sure you don't file too much on the cuticle area, because if you sized these out before, then your cuticle area should be fine, so don't file that too much. Like right here, I'm falling on top of it, not like underneath it. So here's the nails after I filed them. They look okay. They're thick. They're very thick. Like, I don't know why I made these so thick. And then here's the other hand. I did do both hands, even though I only wore them for pictures because they're too long for me. For some reason, I felt the need to show me buffing the nails, so that's what I'm doing right here. With my messed up buffer, I really need some new ones, but I'm not buying any new ones. This is the bling that I'm going to be using, and I got it off Ramwi or Shein. So this bling is used to make, well, it's used for face masks or whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm also using some stuff I got from Shein, this wax pen, and some Macart rhinestone glue. Okay, so I'm starting with the middle finger, and I'm gonna try to explain this the best I can, but it's not easy to explain bling placement. I don't know the name of any shapes or anything like that, so, because I only use Cheap Bling, and I'm not like a bling expert or anything like that, but I do like it. So I'm gonna be placing like a row of bigger stones first, like 3 down the middle. Now I'm placing some smaller stones in the, like, in between the bigger ones. So that big stone up there, it kept moving around, so eventually I flash cured it, but only that one stone. I didn't flash cure anything else. Now on the smaller, on the stone that's like the lowest, I'm gonna place these little caviar beads. I'm just gonna use blue and pink, and I'm gonna be alternating the colors. And then I'm gonna do this on the big stone, but I have to go more in depth on explaining how I did it. So I'm filling in, but not all the way, just filling in slightly the gaps, and then I'm brushing the glue down. And I brushed the glue down, I forgot to mention, because I want it to be seamless. I don't want it to be any harsh lines from my top coat. I'm placing little stones, and then I'm gonna do the same thing I did before, but this time there's a gap. So what I'm doing to work around that is I'm placing the caviar beads away from the gap. And if you don't do this, if you put them in the gap, which I did put them in the gap and I had to take them out, just make sure you don't do that. If you do put them in the gap though, you won't be able to see the stones you won't be able to see the beads when you look at the nail straight on. So you want to place them away from that gap, because that big old stone is going to cover those little caviar beads. You can see here I'm putting them in the gap like a fool. Don't do this, okay? Because you're gonna have to get something small like tweezers or something to take them out. I pushed them right in there. Like, why did I do that? So I had to get these tweezers and I had to, get them out of there. And yeah, just avoid that. Now for the ring finger, I'm doing something a lot more simple. So I think I can explain this better. Like the last nail, I'm starting by placing the glue and then brushing it out to make it flat to the nail. So I'm taking this little raindrop one and just placing it at the bottom, the skinny one, and then another skinny one on top, and then two chubbier ones next to each other. But I'm keeping like the tip of those straight because I'm gonna, at the end of this nail, I'm gonna place two small stones at the bottom. And then you can see I placed another chubby one at the top. And then I'm placing some bigger stones just around the top one. Now I'm placing some smaller ones and I'm placing them at the tip and in the middle of the skinny ones, and then for the two chubby ones I'm placing them like under the tip of them, and I'm making sure to keep the tip of them straight out. I wanted to line the French tip instead of doing bling, and this is because I don't have enough bling. So I mixed gel polish, which I have linked, and a bunch of glitter and some mica powder, just one color of mica powder. And I mixed all these colors together to make it look like how the bling looks. The bling is reflecting a lot of different colors, so I just made the glitter match it. The pinky is going to be the simplest nail. So I'm only using 5 little my little charm. Wait, I'm only using one charm and 5 little stones or whatever. I'm placing this bigger one, this bigger charm, where the tip meets the full cover tip, because there was a line there. Since this ombre is clear, there was a line and you could see it, so I just covered it up. And then you can see what I'm doing. It's very simple, there's not much to it, and I liked it because I did this on both hands. And I did all the bling on both hands actually, except for this thumb. So for the thumb, I'm doing something simple as well. This bigger stone at the top and then that smaller one on the bottom. And then I'm going to be placing stones in between them. So I'm placing little tiny stones, and there's a gap. Obviously there's a gap where the big stone is. So I'm pushing the stone slightly into that gap. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to explain that, but that was actually easy to explain. So I'm just slightly pushing them into the gap as I go up. See, that's the hard part. As I go up with the stones, I'm slightly pushing them in. So I'm top coating now, and I want to explain, you should not get your top coat on your gems. Don't do that. It makes them weird looking. But it's okay if you get them on your caviar beads. If it's a shiny top coat, don't accidentally get a matte top coat on your caviar beads. Now that would also look weird. I'm wiping all the stones because when you're using a wax pen, the wax can get all over the stones and make them look dull, so I'm just wiping them over. And I'm wiping them with alcohol, by the way. And that's the end of the video, pretty much. Wait, no it isn't. Wait, no, that's the end of the press-on look. Stay till the end because there will be reveal shots of them on my hand, and I put them on with tape, and I'm gonna show how I took them off. All I did was put some cuticle oil and I just popped them right off. And I will be showing them in the sunlight as well, so stick to the end for that. As you can see, I really like how these look. They're so shiny and colorful, and I just love it. And I really wish that they wasn't so long. Like they're longer than the nails I have on now, and the nails I have on now are long.